Mr. Danker, would you do the roll call, please?
Mayor Steen.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Present.
Councilmember Enright.
Present.
King.
Present.
Austin. Jordahl.
Present.
Boughton.
Present.
Carolyn.
Present.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Item number 1 is a motion for adoption of the agenda with the additions. We have an addition under, some backup under 7 and additional 18. So with those additions, we need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 2 is approval of minutes of September 15th, September 23rd, and September 25th meetings. We need a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Are there any citizens here tonight that wish to address the council on items that are not on tonight's agenda? If it's on the agenda, you'll get an opportunity. If it's not on the agenda and you want to talk to us, this is the time. Anybody here? Okay. We'll move on to 4, under awards and recognition. I believe Chief Krieger has a new officer to introduce to us.
Thank you, Your Honor and Council. Today we welcome our newest officer, Travis Martin, who is from Woodbury. Today was his official first day. He took his oath this morning. His badge number will be 109. And with this hire, we will be fully staffed with 32 sworn officers. So I'd like to welcome Travis Martin to the City of Austin.
My badge number was 40.
Welcome, Travis.
Congratulations.
Travis, welcome.
Well, Travis, good luck. You're not going to need it, but you really are joining a good department. You've got a good chief in a good city. It takes a while, but, you know, you
Does he
look
want to
back.
say anything?
Yeah, did you want to say anything? Tell us what.
I'd just like to thank Chief Krieger and the city for this opportunity and looking forward to get moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Holly Wallace under Planning and Zoning. Mr. Lang, would you like to introduce Holly to us?
Yeah, Holly has been working in the department now for a few days. She started last week, and I think she brings a unique skill set to the position of our new Planning and Zoning Administrator with her previous experience in Albert Lee as an attorney in an Albert Lee firm for the past 11 years. Also, she has been on the Planning Commission since 2011. So with those two unique backgrounds, I think she'll be able to do a good job in the department. And she's also very involved in the community with a lot of volunteer groups. So all those things combined to make her a good fit for our new Planning and Zoning Administrator.
I've known Holly for about 3 years. Holly was one of the original 2 or 3 people that started the group that started the dog park. So she was there was nobody that was more involved than her. She was one of the originals.
Thank you, Your Honor. It was a number of people that were involved, as you know, but thank you for that recognition. And I'd just like to say that I'm very excited to join the city and the Public Works Department, and I look forward to working with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
Item 5 is a motion for the consent agenda. We need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 6 is a resolution, public hearing on assessment for miscellaneous sidewalk and drive-in projects. Mr. Lang.
Throughout the course of the year, we have miscellaneous sidewalks that are done as part of street reconstruction projects, and these would be those as homeowners sign to have additional work done as part of the project. For instance, we may be doing 2 sidewalk panels and they may request to have a couple more done. We'll have them sign a letter to have that put on their taxes. Also, as we do street reconstruction projects, homeowners may wish to upgrade from an asphalt driveway to a concrete driveway, and that is what this is regarding.
Okay. Council, is there anybody here tonight that wishes to address the council on this? It's
Oh,
a
there is somebody.
public hearing. Come on up, ma'am. Why don't you step up to the podium, give us your name, your address, and your concerns.
My name is Rosie Vaquera, and I live in Austin, and I'm way out in the country. And I think my address is, I really don't know, they've changed it 3 times.
Okay.
I think it's 3600 11th Place Northeast.
Okay.
So anyway, we own the property over on 1008th Street Northeast, And we got this letter saying that you're gonna redo our sidewalks. What I wanna know is who actually owns that sidewalk?
Stephen, I believe, I'm going to let him handle it.
Yeah, that'll be one of our next items, actually item number 13 on our agenda. But when it comes to sidewalks, the sidewalk is located in the public right-of-way. But according to our ordinance, it is up to the adjacent property owner to maintain and take care of that sidewalk that is adjacent to their property.
Well, we do take care of our sidewalk, we do take care of everything. There are houses in pristine condition, if anybody knows where it is. It's right directly across from Hormel's. It's that one white house right across from the Pappas ladies. And we take care of everything. And it's not our fault if the sidewalk buckles or does whatever, because we trim the sidewalk, we do this, we do that. So I feel, I don't think we should pay for it, the sidewalk, us as owners. I really don't. That's up to you, the city. We don't want that. Do we have to have that? Or are you just gonna go say, well, no, we decided this is what we're gonna do, and you're gonna do it, whether we like it or not?
We have an obligation to fix bad or deteriorated sidewalk for public safety, for pedestrians that are walking on the public sidewalk. So once we know about a trip hazard or a bad sidewalk, we become obligated to have that fixed. If we know of a bad sidewalk and someone falls on it, we then open ourselves up for liability with that claim. So that's why if we know of something, a bad sidewalk, we then work with the property owner to get that repaired.
So if somebody would fall on this trip sidewalk or whatever, because we feel our sidewalk is good, excuse me, so then who are they gonna sue? The city or us? Or both?
Both, typically both.
And that makes sense? No.
Not
You
necessarily.
understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, really?
We will not it's not our intent to replace all of the sidewalks adjacent to your property, only the ones that are bad. It may only be one or two. We will review those during the construction project that's going to occur this summer in 2015.
So right now, you're not gonna do anything, but we are on the list to
That-
pay for that. It's at like 100 to 140 a slab.
That-
Now, those slabs are only coming in.
Yep,
You know how many slabs are over there by us?
there's a lot.
Okay, so then we go as far as a little bit, and then down the ways from us, you know where the property is. I'm hoping all you can vision this. The utility is right there, and the utilities is on the left side of the sidewalk. So now, who's paying for that sidewalk?
The Austin Utilities would be charged for the sidewalk adjacent
Okay.
to their property.
So I just don't understand why, if we're gonna pay for the sidewalk then, so do we have the right to say, well, I don't want you walking on this because we paid for it? No, we don't. But we still have to pay for that. I don't understand that. It's the city's sidewalk. The city should pay. Just because it's in front of our house doesn't mean we have to pay for it. I don't believe that. So do we have to pay for it, or are you just gonna assume it and just put it on our taxes, whether we like it or not?
Hey, we're not going to assume. It's based on our current ordinance that indicates the way our current ordinance is written, the adjacent property owners are responsible for repair and maintenance of the sidewalk adjacent to their property.
And you feel that's fair to the citizens?
Well, it's an ordinance that's been in place for a long time. That's how we've handled it over many, many years. And it's how we, at this time, are proposing to move forward with future sidewalk improvements.
Ma'am, we did talk about a couple of years ago about taking these things and just putting them on the tax rolls, and the citizens did not want that. I mean, you said the city should pay for, that means we raise taxes, and we've talked about.
They're raising taxes anyway because of that graffiti wall you just put up.
That's the flood.
Flood wall. That's gonna
our
be a
sales
graffiti
tax.
wall.
Yeah, that's our sales tax money that does that. So your taxes don't go up for that. But we've talked about raising taxes for citizens and not doing the assessments, and people went crazy. I mean, they didn't want that at all. So, we've talked about what you're talking about, and it's just, everybody goes through it. My house went through when my sidewalk buckled, where I lived before. It's, nobody gets happy about it, but there's just no other way of doing it. You say the city pays for it, but when the city pays for it, it means everybody else in the city pays for it, and that means all the other citizens in town pay for your sidewalk. And it's either you pay for it or everybody else pays for it, basically.
And then what do we do for the people that have already paid for their sidewalks?
Well, I don't know, I don't understand this. I'm trying to understand this, but right now I'm so upset because I don't feel it's fair. You people, the city, the council, whatever, just comes around and says whatever, this is what we're gonna do and this is how it is and boom, it's done. It's like we have no say in anything.
That's why we have
So
these
because of
hearings.
this, we put both our houses up for sale. We're done with this town. We're done with Hormels. They put in a $25 million smell something to take away the smell. That never happened. I went to every one of them meetings. So to me, what the city is telling me, they never promise. They never come through with anything. To me, instead of the sidewalks, you people should go around. This is more important to me, being a landlord, and I'm a good landlord, and we keep our house up perfect. Go around to the slum houses that some of these people are living in. This is more important to me than a new sidewalk. And take care of these old landlords that are slummy. This gives us, good landlords, a bad name. And we've always rented our place. It's a 3-bedroom, it's beautiful, it's remodeled, it's everything, and everybody loves it there. This is what you should do instead of the sidewalks. Go around and take care of these houses. See how the people are living. Don't worry about the sidewalk they're walking on. Worry about how they're living in these slum houses. And they're all over out there. We drive all over around and we see these slum houses. It's like, my God, how can these people do this? How can a landlord do that to people?
We're trying to address those issues at the same time, but we have to stay within the law. mean,
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't think it's fair to me and my husband and any other citizen in here that owns a rental property, that we have to take care of this sidewalk. I just don't understand that. I just don't think it's
Ma'am,
fair.
the same standards that everybody in the town goes by. I mean, we're not picking on you.
I
These
know
are the
you're not. I
standards
understand
everybody
that.
go by.
I understand that, Tom.
Mayor, number 4 on the work session agenda also kind of discusses her issue regarding the junk properties around town. At the work session tonight, you'll be discussing moving that 20-hour position to a 40-hour position, which will then allow the staff to have more time devoted to taking care of those junk properties, the housing issues and all that. And Holly was just hired also, effective, 3 or 4 or 5 days ago. That's going to be one of her jobs, to oversee that process. So hopefully after this meeting, we'll have another discussion on that housing issue, and we'll be working on that shortly also.
Yeah, because I've been a landlord for over 20 years, and I've seen some of these houses, and I've talked to a lot of people, and it's like, well, yes, we are going to get on it. Right, when? I mean, when?
Tonight, we will hopefully have a motion to move forward, and we'll get moving on that after they can advertise for the position and hire someone to start that process.
Well,
So I'd
hopefully-
say by year end.
Hopefully, our houses will be sold, and we're gonna be out of town, because we're just gonna move to the Caribbean, where it's pleasurable.
have
and
sidewalks, right?
Margaritas, and no sidewalks, and palm trees, and
Well, I wish I
and
could move with-
beaches. But it's a shame, because, you know, I love this town. I grew up here. I was born here. And to me,
These are the same standards, everybody in town, that I mean, we're not, nobody's being picked on.
I realize that. I realize that. I'm not being picked on, but I just got back from Mexico on Friday, and when I saw this letter, I just about flipped. I told my husband, I said, geez, if I'd known that, I would have stayed in Mexico. I was there for 2 months. It's quite a long time, but it was a good time.
Well, you know, I mean, my house, I had burnt, obviously.
I know
get a
that, and
letter
I'm
from the
sorry to
city.
hear that.
I get a letter from the city 5 days later saying they're holding 20% of my insurance. And I'm like, how can they do that? Then I had to look to make sure I didn't sign the letter myself. I mean, that's just, you know, that's just the way.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way things work.
I
you
know.
You will have to keep your sidewalks plowed this winter.
Yeah, I'll have to
They're
keep
not
my
living.
sidewalk plowed this winter. I'll have to keep it plowed even though I don't live there.
Yeah, I know, we do too. Our renters do.
Well, maybe they can come over and do mine.
Well, I'll send them over.
Okay, I'll pay them to do it.
But I just want to understand, because I don't feel I just don't feel it's fair to,
Well, you know,
and I realize you're not picking on me, but, you know, there's so many slabs there. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars.
we try and be as fair as we can, we really do. And, you know, there's different ways, I don't know for rental, but there's different ways of paying for it. And, you know, we really do try and be fair, because there's a lot of people that just can't afford this stuff. So
No.
that's why we try and be as fair as we can.
Well, as Stephen mentioned too, ma'am, that we
it wouldn't be necessarily every panel, it would just be if they were damaged or cracked or a trip hazard.
And I
It
think-
wouldn't, they'll mark the ones that would be the ones that would have to be replaced, but it wouldn't most likely be every, your entire sidewalk.
Yeah.
You want to bet me?
I don't know, I'll have to come over and see, but when they did in front of my house, it was, I think there were maybe 3 panels, not every one.
So, may I ask you, ma'am, did that cost you?
I don't remember, because it was like 7 or 8 years ago, so I'd have to
Oh.
look it up. I don't recall.
So, if you're going to do it, which I know you're going to do it because that's the way Austin is.
It's the way many cities are.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Do you put it on the taxes, or do you pay it outright, or do you decide how we pay it, or?
No, you have
You
an
decide.
opportunity to either pay it right away or put it on your taxes. I, for one, put mine on my taxes, because I had numerous ones a couple years ago.
Yeah, we've all been through it. It's just part of,
But I don't want to go through it,
I didn't want to go through it either. It's,
you know?
So you'd want to include that in your sale price.
Oh, yeah, but it's just a shame. I mean, I just don't understand why this sidewalk all of a sudden is so important when there's so many other things out there that should be
working on
dealt
all,
with
that's been a
first.
priority of this council, working on the houses that you're talking about. I mean, that's one thing that this council's prioritized.
And it is the perfect time to look at it is when we're doing the street up front, because you already have the trucks there, you're already doing the work in that area. So that's why they look at sidewalks when they're doing the street.
Mm.
They don't just drive around town and look at the sidewalks. It's basically when you get a complaint or we're doing the streets.
So a complaint?
No, you didn't get a,
Well, you could get some trip hazard complaints, yes.
yeah.
And that's when the city would look at it and decide it is a dangerous situation. The homeowner and the city could be sued, so then they would talk to the homeowner and we'd have to work at getting that square repaired.
And we get lawsuits like that all the time. I mean, you think that, this is just blowing smoke. We get lawsuits like that all the time. That's why we have to stay up on these repairs.
So the only reason these people here got these letters is from a complaint, or they're working on the road?
Stephen,
We're doing your road
doing the
next.
road.
We'll be doing your road.
So at that time.
Well,
we can
our
buy-
road is right across from Hormel's, and I don't see any, I think they've already did that.
No.
Right down there by the railroad track, I do believe, from up.
Yeah, our plan is to redo 8th Street from 8th Avenue to 10th Avenue. And that's what's driving the sidewalk replacement is the street reconstruction program.
So do you do the driveways then too, our driveways then too?
Correct.
And drive.
Well, our
The
driveway is
just the
already done, we
in-drive.
already did that.
Okay? We would put in a new driveway between the back of curb and the sidewalk as part of the project.
Well, our driveway only goes down to, you gotta drive by to see it. Because me being a woman, I can't explain things
Ma'am,
the way
maybe-
men do,
Maybe you'd want to come in and talk to Stephen, or tomorrow or something, to get all the little nuances on it, but.
Because we just replaced our driveway there on our rental property, and it cost us like, I think $600-700 to do that.
Yeah, if
So
you-
that's all brand new, so you don't have to touch that.
Okay? Like the mayor said, if you want, I can stop by and meet with you regarding the
Yes, I'd like
sidewalk
that.
panels and, okay.
Could you meet us tomorrow?
Why don't you just come over here and give me your phone number, and you don't have to give it over the microphone, and we'll meet up tomorrow.
Okay. You want me to come now?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? And then we're working on, what are we working on, 6?
6.
6. Is there anybody else in the audience that wishes to address the council on this item? Council?
I'll make a motion to move forward the resolution.
It's well, someone else coming in.
Oh, yes, sir. We need your name and address.
I'm David Buxton, 819 2nd Avenue Northeast. It's not that sidewalk,
Well, they were probably coming to yours.
no.
No?
When they took out the underpasses, I own a duplex up on the hill there. And there's always been a sidewalk on that Oakland Avenue, Oakland Avenue. and I inherited a whole lot and a sidewalk. I don't mind mowing the lawn or shoveling the sidewalk, but when the sidewalk breaks up, I gotta pay for it.
Yep.
Right.
Might be after my time, though.
Well, you can put it on your taxes if you want.
But I don't wanna be mowing that lawn. It's a full lot. All lots in Bellman Edition are 44 feet wide. That lot is 44 feet wide. There used to be, the house I own used to be on Second Avenue. They moved mine back and moved the one over what was on that lot when they put in underpasses. Now I inherited the full lot and a sidewalk. I don't wanna mow the lawn.
Okay.
And I think it belongs to the state. That was a state road, wasn't it? Oakland Avenue?
I don't know if it's, Stephen?
So are you referring to when Oakland Avenue was an underpass, there was a service drive on the south side of the road?
Oh, there was a service
We,
drive
we,
there.
we took out the service drive
They took that away.
and we turned that all into grass area. Is that what you're referring to?
Right.
Okay,
It's a full lot.
yep. About 30 feet in width of roadway that's now turned into grass.
44-foot lot.
Okay. Okay,
Now, I inherited that. Upkeep.
right. We also, it depends on how you look at it, we also took away a roadway that went right by your house and we created more lawn, more setback for you by
Well, they
doing
got
that
a
as well.
place Can they park on Oakland Avenue?
You have a 24-foot wide driveway, I believe, leading, are you the corner lot or the next one over? Next one to the east?
I'm on the lot next to the alley.
Okay, so you have all the alley for parking. No, you can't park on Oakland, but there's, I believe there's parking that is an extra wide alley.
I shovel the sidewalk,
That's correct.
well, I don't mind that, but when it breaks up, I gotta pay for it.
Is it broken up yet, or are you just anticipating it?
It will,
Yeah, but it
the
has.
way they put it in.
Why don't
the
you
way
come
they
back
put
when
them
it
in.
breaks up, and you can talk to us. Might be 20
I
years.
bought that house in 1960 or 61, I can't remember.
How many sidewalks have you put in since then?
I put in one.
Okay. So you might have a long time left on this sidewalk.
Well, I got a long time to go myself.
Well, good. Then it's a race, right? Sort of.
But I don't mind that, but it's the idea of it inheriting a whole lot. All them lots are 44 feet. They can put a house on there. Well, up the street,
Can
they
you sell
build buildings on there. They're commercial.
Yeah,
There
but
might be a commercial lot on
I
there.
would think that increased the value of your land if you've got that.
And they planted a tree on there, and Lang told me they never plant a tree on a boulevard unless the owner's permission. They planted trees on it.
That's what I told you?
Yes, you did. When they put one in front of my house on Second, on 8th Street, they ripped it up when I told you I didn't want it. Because they're right underneath a big tree.
Maybe you should make an appointment with Stephen also. Stephen, you're gonna be filled up tomorrow. I'd like to help you out, sir, but,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have to shovel my old house.
It's
and-
just an idea of it, though,
I know it,
inherent.
I know
My
it.
son-in-law does all that work.
He does all the work?
No, I got a grandson that does it now.
Well, maybe you could send him over to my house and get some of that stuff done in the winter. I'll pay him to
I'll
do
tell him
it.
about it.
All right. Thank you for your,
Okay.
thank you. Is there anybody else that wants to meet with Stephen tomorrow? Come on up. No, that's fine. No, we're having fun.
Okay,
Name and address,
Randy Quam.
okay?
Now, my address is 2104 First Avenue Southeast. I'm speaking for my mother, 807 9th Street
Okay.
Northeast. Okay, when they do these assessments on the sidewalks, I know they put the extra sidewalk and stuff because it's kind of a bike path that they ride on, or whatever. If they are cracked or damaged and they get marked, is that her responsibility or ours?
No, that is not
Okay.
the owner's responsibility. Only the 5-foot sidewalk that's adjacent to the property would be the owner's responsibility, not the sidewalk that goes out to the back of curb. That would-
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So wait a minute, so you're happy, right? I'd like you to
I
say-
ride on it.
I'd like you to
I think
say
it's
in the
fine, but
microphone,
I just
you're-
wanted to make sure. Because I'll get stuck with the bill.
That's all right.
Sure as heck, but anyway, again, I
city-
don't want to take up your time, but
No, that's fine.
I was
That's
just
what we're-
wondering, and they're going to mark them with an X if they're bad, right? Like
Right.
they did.
But you're not
at
responsible
our
for it?
place, whatever. And I certainly understand that. Okay, and that will be assessed on taxes if that's what we elect, right?
That's correct. And that won't occur until next summer and next
Right.
fall for those
Yeah,
assessments.
Yeah, that's all on the bottom. I just want to make sure that we're on the same wavelength.
Okay.
Okay,
Does
thanks.
he need to make an
Thank you.
appointment with Steve?
Pardon?
Does he need to make an appointment with Steve tomorrow?
Don't call
Am I
in sick
right?
tomorrow. Send them all to Holly. Anybody else want to come up and talk to us about the
It's number
number
6.
6? If not,
Resolution.
Judy made the motion.
Judy made a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 7 is I believe this is where the addition is, so. Item 7, public hearing on assessments for 214 junk garbage and debris removal. Written objection filed. That's what we need to do, or no? Stephen?
Yes, these are all related to junk and debris cleanups that the council has authorized throughout the course of the year. As we've reviewed with the council before, there are many notices that go out to the property owners, many opportunities for the property owners to clean it up before we get there. In some cases, that does not occur, so then city forces go in, clean up the properties, dispose of the materials, and then create a bill from that that involves staff time, equipment, and then the cost for the garbage removal. And that then is assessed to the property owners, and that is the process that we're going through tonight. In your backup attachment, we did receive one written, I guess, objection, we'll call it, to that.
Do we go through the other ones first, David, and then do the written one? I mean, we just go through where we ask everybody, and then we take the written one at the end, or don't we? I mean, this doesn't have a specific thing, so I guess what's the procedure?
Well, since there's been a written objection, I think the record should note and reflect that there's been a written objection with regard to one separate parcel and identify that parcel.
Okay.
And then perhaps that would be a good plan of attack, Your Honor, that you adopt all the rest and then consider the assessment where the objection has been filed, and you can either accept the objection and not make an assessment, or you go ahead and make the assessment.
Okay, and this is a written objection, so there's nobody here to testify, is that correct?
She is here.
Okay, come on up, give us your name and address. Are you the complainant on this, or are you the one that, the aggrieved party, I
My
guess?
nephew is complainant.
Your pardon?
My nephew,
Okay, so it's
Is
not
the
your
complainant?
property, it's your nephew's, okay.
Diana Ross, 807 10th Street Northeast. And yes, there was a written objection filed as of today in regards to Mishat's parcel,
In regards to what?
Mishat Naglise, Gabby Roperne's parcel.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just gone to court on that.
Yep.
And that is where this stems from, and that's why the objection has been filed. And there is also an injunction.
So there's a court, I mean, this is, you said you've been in court, did they file the court case, or, I mean, where is that at?
In regards to this, no, but it was because of what occurred in the court
Yeah, you
hearing.
filed the objection.
We filed the objection this morning
What
Today.
happened in- What happened in the court?
because of what occurred in the court.
I know, what happened in the court, I'm asking.
There was two individuals, the parents, for given misdemeanors.
Okay.
The judge claimed that, no, those misdemeanors were not legally done.
Okay.
The city going onto that property was illegally done. So that's why the injunction and the objection is in place.
The judge ruled that the...
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that?
Not on me. I just came from work.
David?
If the council wants to consider this with more evidence and more backup material, I would suggest, if it's their desire, that they can continue this hearing on this particular assessment to the next meeting or a date certain. So it'd either be set for the next meeting or some other meeting in the future. But if it's going to be continued without the necessity for additional notice, it should be set for a date certain.
That would be relevant if the judge said that that was illegal, wouldn't it? I mean...
I
guess
wouldn't make,
you'd wanna
Your
see-
Honor,
yeah.
Your Honor, I wouldn't jump to any legal conclusions at this time.
Okay, well, I guess what we'd need is a motion to put this up till the next meeting, because we can obviously get the information by
moved.
then. Is there a
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
May I ask whether it will also be included within the work sessions prior to a meeting?
A work session?
Mm-hmm.
No, at this point in time, it's not scheduled for any work session. Work sessions happen after the council meeting, so we'll need time to get the backup for
Let's-
the October 20th council meeting.
Let us look at the material, let us determine if we need a discussion on it. If so, maybe we'll put, we'll talk to David, see if it needs to go in a work session. If it's slam dunk one way or the other, and we don't, we'll just do it at the meeting. I mean, there's no...
Well, Your Honor, you have to follow the procedures, and the procedures is to have a hearing at a regular council meeting. So the
Okay.
evidence or any consideration of any evidence should be considered at a meeting, not a work session. Secondly, if you make a motion again, make a motion continuing the matter to a date certain, and the maker of the motion should identify the date.
Should we do it the next meeting?
I move that we continue it until the October 20th
Yeah.
city council meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Judy, you talked about putting it at a work session. I think David...
Can't.
We can't do that. Okay, so we're going to talk about it, we'll have another hearing at the next council meeting. Hopefully, we'll have the information by then.
same hearing, it's just continued.
Continue.
Yeah, we'll have the same hearing. This hearing right here, we're going to have this in 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, so is there anyone else that wants to talk to us on item number 7 on assessments of junk, garbage, and debris removal? If there isn't, we need a resolution.
There's someone.
There is somebody, come on up, man. We need your name and address.
Yep. My name is Cindy LeCan, and my address is 1207 30th Avenue Northeast. And I reside at this address. The letter's in Barbara Briggs. She's the one that got the letter, but I reside here. I've lived there since December of this year.
The 30th Avenue address?
30th Avenue, yes. And we received the letter that there was garbage and junk and debris, and everything's been picked up. The grass has been mowed, and there was 2 garbage cans there that were there when we moved in. They have been removed. We called the garbage company. They came out and got them and all that. Then there was some other stuff that's there. That is all gone. The grass has been mowed in the front, in the back. I mean...
Did you get assessed for removal of something?
Pardon?
Did you just get a letter, or did you get assessed?
We just got this letter.
But, okay, Stephen, I think...
I didn't know what else to do.
Probably happened before she ever moved in.
Yep, this might be an old one that happened prior to the transfer of ownership.
You need to get a hold of Stephen probably tomorrow or the next day, and he'll be able to explain that. But it sounds like you don't have anything to worry about from what it sounds to me. It's been taken care of, and it's
Yeah.
probably the previous owner, but we don't know for sure until you come in and talk to him. I'd say you're probably in the clear, though.
Okay. You want my phone number?
Again, Your Honor,
I don't know what to do now. Just-
Your Honor, this is a thing that's been put up for an assessment, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have, okay.
And so you can't say she's in the clear or not in the clear.
Okay, but we can
until
table-
that, again, if you want to investigate it further, you should continue this to the next meeting.
Need another
Make
motion?
a motion to continue this to the next meeting, October
20th.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then you can talk to Stephen, and he'll give us an update at the next meeting.
Okay.
He'll tell us, okay?
Thank you
And
very much.
Hopefully it'll be taken care of by then. Anybody else on number 7, the junk, garbage, and debris removal? Okay, we need a resolution then.
So move the resolution?
With the exception of the 2 that are being carried over
That's
to
fine.
the next meeting.
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 8 is a resolution, public hearing on assessments for 2013-14 snow removal.
I can speak to this if that's okay. These are the snow removal assessments for the 2013 to 14 winter. The assessments would also go on taxes for a 1-year period at a rate of 4.75% interest. Citizens can prepay the assessment before October 31st with no interest, or it can go on their taxes.
Okay, council? Council doesn't have anything? How about any citizens here tonight to talk about their assessment for snow removal?
So move the resolution.
Okay, is there a second? Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 9 is public hearing on assessments for 2014 grass and weed removal. I don't think council has anything on this. Is there anybody in the audience that's here tonight to talk about the grass or weed removal that the city did and is charging you for? All right. Nobody? We need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 10 is a public hearing on reassessment of tax forfeited properties. Once again, council, if you have anything, if not, is there anybody here tonight to talk to the council about reassessment of tax forfeited properties? If not, oh, yes, sir. Come on up here, give us your name and address.
Adam Radoslavsky. I live at 1703 6th Avenue Northwest. We just recently purchased a previously city-owned at 1701 6th Avenue Northwest.
Okay.
I was just curious, it's just all new to us, so I just came down here to get some information about this all. The assessment and everything, basically, how does that go by the assessment? We have I believe it's a lift station on the property. I was just curious, does that affect it in any way, positive or negative? There are no sidewalks to this property either, the extra lot and that. So I was just kind of curious, the assessment, how the assessment was carried out to the lot there.
What these assessments are either nuisance assessments or sidewalk or street assessments from the property that were canceled out with the forfeiture. So when you purchase the property from Moore County would have disclosed to you that the city may reassess any of those particular assessments in the future. So that's what they are. Some of your purchase price was applied towards those assessments, that's the balance. If you
Okay.
want to stop in tomorrow, I can break it all down for you.
Okay, that's the other part. I
Yep.
had asked a few
Yeah,
places. and I
Moore
wasn't
County, when you purchase a forfeited property, they have kind of a sheet of what the assessments would be. So some of your purchase price did get allocated towards that.
Okay.
So-
All right. I think that's all I had for
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? If there is not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 11, public hearing on deferred sanitary sewer assessments. Council, if there's nothing from the council, is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address us on this issue? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second?
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And 12 is the public hearing on street improvement assessment for 8th Street Northwest, Oakland Avenue to 4th Avenue Northwest, 8th Street Southwest, Oakland Avenue to First Avenue Southwest. The amount to be assessed is $3,300 at 3.75% for 15 years. And Mr. Lang, I believe you're on.
This is an assessment from our 2013 street reconstruction projects on 8th Street Northwest. This is a carryover assessment that we've been working with the property owner on and have developed this new assessment amount of $3,300. It actually involves 2 separate parcels, but we would recommend approval and moving forward with the process.
Council, is anybody here that wishes to address the council on this issue? If not, we need a resolution declaring the cost.
So move the resolution.
Well, wait a minute, are there any written objections?
Your Honor, that's fine. You can proceed in items D and E.
Okay. Motion to adjourn and continue the hearing on those properties for which written objections to the assessment have been filed. We have no written objections, do we?
Correct. Yep, so you can go right to D.
Okay, D, resolution declaring the cost. We need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
And Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And E, resolution adopting the assessment roll.
So move the resolution.
Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 13 is a public hearing on street improvements to 8th Street Northeast, ROW to 8th Street Northeast and 8th Street Northeast, 8th Avenue to 10th Avenue Northeast, Project A, or 1A11. Mr. Lang?
Yeah, we've already touched on this project a little bit with some of the previous questions from the residents, but this project, typically we have these hearings in the spring, starting our street reconstruction program. This project is off from that schedule a little bit. Then the reason for that is we actually plan to bid this project this fall in anticipation for 2015 construction. But this project is located at the southeast corner of the Hormel plant. It would be 8th Street and 8th Avenue, the intersection of those 2 roadways plus a couple blocks going each direction from there. The project scope is to remove the existing concrete pavement and integral curb. We will build a new roadway at the existing width of 44 feet. We'll replace all the in-drives, entrance walks. As we talked about earlier, there is a concrete boulevard here for a trail. This is the East Side Lake Trail. We will replace that. And then, as we talked about earlier, we'll also replace any deficient sidewalk as part of the project. There'll be underground improvements, as we do with our typical street reconstruction projects. There'll be sanitary sewer work, storm sewer, water main, and all of those associated infrastructure will be looked at. And with that, portion of that work is done by Austin Utilities, the water main and the gas work. The project benefits, is to improve ride and safety, improve the drainage, the appearance, the underground utilities. We're also able to install pedestrian handicap ramps at all the intersections as part of the project, and again, fix any deficient sidewalk as part of the project as well. The project will be, it was originally constructed in 1988, the 8th Avenue section. Excuse me, I said that wrong. 8th Avenue was constructed in 1983, and 8th Street was constructed in 1988. 8th Avenue was rehabbed in 1996 due to the large truck volume that we have in that area. We have received a federal grant to rebuild this section of roadway, so we'll be using federal aid grant and also state aid funds for this project. So there will be no street assessments. There will only be sidewalk assessments, of which we will review those sidewalks next summer during construction and have the final assessment hearing for those property owners in the fall of 2015, about this same time next year for sidewalks. And if they do choose to have those sidewalks assessed, be placed on their taxes, spread out over 15 years with interest, and that would occur again next fall.
Okay, council? If the council has nothing, is there anybody here that wishes to address the council on this? If not, we need a resolution.
I'll move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And for our final public hearing of the evening, 14 is a public hearing to review the Austin floodplain progress report and management plan. Stephen?
Yes, we, as part of our CRS Community Rating System program, we review our progress yearly. And this year, we're reviewing the time period from October of 2013 through September of 2014. That is our review period. Again, this is done on a yearly basis. Some new things to talk about from this year would include our loss avoidance study that we have presented to the council that came out about a year ago, showing the viability of our flood acquisition program. And just briefly to cover that, to remind everyone, that program looked at the acquisition of homes in the floodplain, and at that time, they reviewed about 163 flood homes that had been acquired through different acquisitions, and the cost savings by not having those homes in the floodplain due to subsequent floods. And looking back at just some total numbers with that, the total acquisition of those 163 homes was a little over $14 million. We avoided losses of $38 million for a return on our investment of 2.65. So it really showed the program that the city has undertaken since 1978 has been a very successful program when it comes to property acquisition. Other things that have occurred over the course of the year would include the adoption of the new floodplain maps. That generated a lot of conversations about this time last fall. Throughout the course of the past year, we have completed many elevation certificates, not elevation certificates, but floodplain boundary mapping for property owners, giving them our maps that we have, showing them where their home sits in accordance with the new floodplain boundaries. Goals that we have for the 2014-2015 time period would be we have 10 goals. Those would be to continue our flood home acquisition in the floodplain, complete our North Main structural improvements that we're nearing completion on at this time, continue to work with the Cedar River Watershed and Turtle Creek Watershed districts on projects. Goal to reduce flooding coming into Austin. That is the main goal of the Cedar River Watershed District. Continue to look at acquisition of some commercial properties. We have a few of those identified. We have a projects plan for the Turtle Creek, which would be some flood berming projects that we will continue to work on. I've been working with council on those over the past year, and that will continue. Also work with DEED and FEMA on those flood insurance rate maps. So that is a quick summary of our progress report.
You know, and just in thinking about this, for those of us that have seen the floods from 1978 and then the subsequent ones, it's just amazing. I think that's probably one of the most successful programs this town has ever done, but it's not something people can see every day, and a lot of people don't even see it when we have a flood, but I think, Stephen, you and John before you are really to be congratulated, and now with the last project, the North Main project, it's just huge for this city. Okay, public hearing. Anybody here to talk about it tonight with the council? Council, do you have anything? If not, we need a resolution.
So moved.
Is there, Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Austin.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn. Aye. Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Okay, now under bid openings and awards. 15, receiving bids for residential building demolition. Mr. Lang.
This item fits perfectly with the previous one. These are flood homes that we acquired These are 4 properties. 3 of the 4 properties, we have auctioned off the home, and the home is going to be removed from the site, and then this project involves demolition of the remaining basements and foundations. It does also involve complete demolition of one of the homes that we did not auction off. So we, on those 4 properties, we received 3 bids, with Hanson Hauling and Excavating being the low bidder, and we would recommend awarding that to Hanson Hauling, funded through 50% DNR grant and 50% local option sales tax.
Council, if you have nothing, we need to...
Excuse me, Stephen, they're quite a bit lower, the bids are quite a bit lower than the engineer's estimate,
An explanation?
Yes.
Having the homes removed from the site saves a large amount of money. So in our initial estimates, we included worst-case scenario if the home is still there.
Okay, that's what I thought, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? If not, we need...
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under petitions and requests, 16 is resolution approving the purchase agreement for the former Carnegie Library lot from Mauer County. Tom?
Early on in the year, we discussed the downtown development for the Spam Museum going on the old fire site lot and the former Mid-City and Traders Bar lot. With wanting to ensure we had as much parking as possible, we approached Moore County to sell us the old library lot back since they are not in need of it. We held off on bringing it forward to council for official approval of the agreement, as we had applied for a state of Minnesota grant to help with some of the costs related to this development, and that would have been an eligible cost. Unfortunately, the state did not approve our grant. They had too many requests and dollars there. So now we've come back to council to authorize you to use your contingency dollars in order to purchase that lot from Moore County.
Okay. Council?
Yeah. Mr. Danker, remind me of what that lot will be used for?
The lot will be used for parking. We're going to maintain it as parking. In the event that the museum brings more parking downtown that we don't have adequately addressed, this will allow us to potentially use that as overflow parking, or hopefully work with the downtown businesses to see if we can get some of their customers or some of their employees to park in that lot, freeing up other lots and on-street parking.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? If there's nothing else, we need a resolution.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 17 is a resolution approving a Mighty Ducks grant application with the Minnesota Amateur Sports Commission for Riverside Arena upgrades. Stephen, Kim, I don't know who takes it.
Yeah, I worked with Ms. Underwood and Mr. Dankert on this grant application, as you indicated, for a Mighty Ducks grant. And this, it's a competitive grant. I believe there's about $1.5 million available. But we looked at putting together an application, requesting a grant that would meet both the air quality and also their R22, which is the Freon guidelines. So we have requested a grant, and we look for a resolution from council for support of that grant application to submit along with it.
Who put together the grant application, can I ask?
Myself and Kim,
You worked together? Okay.
and
good
along
job.
with a letter from Mr. Dankert.
Good job. Okay, is there anything, council? It's a resolution.
resolution.
Anything, council? If
So-
not, we need
So move the, second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And per our additions, number 18 is a resolution receiving bids for residential asbestos abatement. Stephen, is this yours?
Yep, one of the homes that was approved for demo tonight has some asbestos-containing plaster on the walls of the basement. So after that home is sold and moved off, we have to abate those walls before we can demo them. So that's what this project includes. We received 2 informal bids, with Safe Air Systems being the low bidder at $5,600. And again, this would be funded with 50% DNR and 50% local option sales tax.
Count.
I just have one comment. Is there an error? It should be southwest.
Nope, that should be 1205 4th Avenue Southeast.
Okay, so,
Yep.
yeah, I'm
Right
having trouble.
as you go over the railroad tracks, Judy.
Oh, by Buffy the Cow.
The old Buffy the Cow, yes.
Oh, all right. I was thinking of the ones down by Turtle Creek that we were removed.
This is one.
Okay. All right, I get it.
Okay, anybody else? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. That is our final council action. We are now to reports and recommendations. We'll start with Jeremy tonight.
Just a reminder to the citizens that the fire department open house is this Wednesday, the 8th at 5 p.m. I'm sure the chief will add some more information on, no? That's good enough. Is it end at 7? 5 to 7:30.
When did you say, this Wednesday?
Wednesday, the 8th at the fire department. Open house, 5 to 7:30.
Okay, and what can they do when they come to your open house, chief? What are they gonna see? Why should they come? What kind of a salesman are you, chief? What kind of a mechanic are you to get that microphone?
Let's go to the podium.
Why shouldn't they come?
Why should they come? No, why, I know what.
Extrication demo, they can look at the trucks, they can try on turnout gear, kids can spray a fire hose out front.
Really?
Yep.
And the extrication demo, when, is there certain times that happens?
We're going to try to get that in around 6:30.
Okay. I'll mention that on the radio tomorrow morning then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That it, Jeremy? Roger.
I don't know if anyone knows this, but Miss Anderson was in the publication for the Nature Center and recognized as a significant volunteer.
Oh, absolutely, good.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I know that Janet is involved in a lot of different stuff. There's a couple, but I don't know anybody that's involved in all the different things I see about town more than Janet. So that's excellent, Janet. Anything else, Roger? Mike?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Janet?
The Sustainability Task Force meets this Wednesday. We meet monthly at 7:30 in the morning on the second Wednesday. And that is just moving forward with reviewing where we are as a Green Step City at this point.
Okay, good. Anything else? Jeff, I'd go to you, but you were late, so we'll go down to Judy. You got here last, we get to you last.
Thank you.
Judy?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Steve?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Well, here you go.
All right, I just have a couple things. First of all, we did have a Park and Rec Board meeting on Wednesday, October 1st. We approved a request for use of Lafayette Park for next August 15th, 2015 for a host of Veteran Memorial Pavers fundraiser. They will feature a car show, silent auction, and DJ playing 50s and 60s music. Also, we approved the Red Cedar chapter of the National Society Daughters for the American Revolution to move the boulder, that's the World War I memorial boulder by the pool area, allow them to move it to where they find a permanent home for it. We are going to participate with the fire department in their poster contest. We're going to provide some prizes for them. We also approved the Harvest 5K run, which will be in and about Todd Park on November 8th. And that was pretty much it for that meeting. Also, I'd like to announce that the Austin Port Authority, in conjunction with the City of Austin, announces that it has reached an agreement to acquire the Oak Park Mall facility from Oak Park Mall Limited Partnership and Oak Park Mall Land Limited Partnership.
Would you make that a little bit louder, Mr. Austin?
The purchase agreement includes acquisition of the entire mall facility located at 1301 18th Avenue Northwest and an additional outlot located along 18th Avenue Northwest. The estimated cost of the acquisition is $3.3 million. A grant to the city by the Hormel Foundation will cover the acquisition cost. The City of Austin approached the Hormel Foundation on funding the acquisition based on numerous complaints from our citizens on what should be a priority for redevelopment.
We would like to publicly thank the Hormel Foundation for their generosity towards this project, and in the next few days, we will be announcing a new development for this area.
And
That's
I
all
would,
I have, Your Honor.
I would personally like to thank Tom Dankert. I know he's been going, he's done a lot, amongst other people, but for the city, I know Tom has really done a ton of work on this, so.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dankert.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Dankert. But does this mean that we're gonna lose we're gonna lose Oak Park? And I suppose the next thing you're gonna say is the parking lot's gonna go.
We will be working in the next couple days to get the next development forward for the Port Authority to look at on Wednesday, but should have an announcement either tomorrow or Wednesday on that project. But yes, the parking lot will be taken care of.
All right, well, this is terrific
Mr. Dankert,
news.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
And John Erickson had a lot to do, Craig Byram and Hoverson's office had a lot to do with it also, and Stephen Lang. So we got a lot of people involved in this process, and we've got a ways to go, but we have come up with a general agreement.
You know, it's just been one thing after another, kind of things that the city's involved in that are good, and I often wonder how far we'd be on this if we didn't have Tom working for us. He's really done a good job. Tom, do you have any, are you done, Jeff?
That's all?
Tom, do you have anything?
How can I top that?
I'm good now.
Hard to follow that up, isn't it?
And
Ann,
Ann's gonna do it.
Thing to say, and that is that the library book sale is coming up this weekend, so you should come down and support the library, buy a bunch of books. And also, we did unveil the new laptop and iPad system so that people can come in and borrow a laptop or an iPad. So that just went live on Friday, and it's going really well.
What are the times on the book sale?
The pre-sale is Friday evening for Friends members. You can get a membership at the door. That's $10 for the whole family. And that'll get you in, so you get your best bargains first. And then the sale is all day Friday and Saturday until 5. I think the bag sale is Saturday afternoon. You can fill up a big grocery bag full of books for $5.
well, it's $5 for,
I'm pretty sure. No, for the grocery bag. But you know, you gotta come early. Come early, shop often.
I'm just gonna say there's a sale. I don't know all the particulars. Okay, Tom, anything else? Anybody else?
Stephen, could you remind people about the leaf collect, where they can bring their leaves and all
Sure.
that jazz?
The leaf collection site is open out at the Cook Farm. We accept leaves, no branches, just leaves, and garden compost. And that is located on Highway 218 North and 27th Avenue Northwest, just south of the railroad tracks, just south of Wally Busted's facility there. So that is at our Cook Farm where the city accepts leaves. Dawn until dusk each day through, I think, November 25th.
Great.
Okay. Gotta write this down. Okay, anybody else? Hopefully by the next council meeting, we'll have more news on our city administrator update. It's really, everybody knows that we're moving forward. I'd like to thank the people and the council, because the council did an awful lot of work, worked a lot of extra days on this, so it's been a project. With that, we need a motion to adjourn till Monday, October 20th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Take a 5 to 10 minute break and meet in a small conference room across the hallway.
Jeremy, let's go get them.